Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'll tell you what embrace. Where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, Where I Am Now.
I am now.
And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com, click and listen live, or you can go to WPCE 1400 AM or WGPL 1350 AM, and guess what? You can hear us all over the world. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It is so nice out here in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
And our WPCE 1400 and Peace 95.3. Good morning to you.
We want to welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook Live, and YouTube. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow, comment, and we'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, follow, subscribe, and comment, and we'll shout you out.
Absolutely, Mr. E. Mr. E, don't you think the weather here in Hampton Road has been nothing but beautiful?
Well, you know, Miss Hinton, today is 78 degrees on the outside, and it's going to be sunny and partly cloudy, ins and out of the cloud. Yes, it is beautiful. The whole weekend has been beautiful. The weather has been off the chitty chain.
Even when it rains, it's still nice. It's just been really perfect. It's spring and now summer, and it's beautiful.
It's the seasons that we're in, and God does marvelous work and good job.
Yes, speaking of jobs, we have our current job list today. I hope you're ready. It's already posted on our feed. You can go to LinkedIn, you can go to Facebook Live, you can go to our pages, and you're going to see it, share it, and actually you can print it out, do whatever you want to do. But if you need a job, or if someone that you know needs a job, make sure you give them that.
You ever heard that song before? Get a job.
I've heard it somewhere down the line in my life.
Yeah. If you need a job, make sure you get a job. Now get your pen and piece of paper, and let's go with the job listing for you. Peninsula Agency on Agents, looking for a transportation coordinator and a veteran transportation program, and the Counselor of Veteran Directions Care program also. They're looking for a volunteer coordinator, and they're looking for a van driver.
The LGBT Life Center, they need a IPV crisis counselor. They also need housing case manager.
Arts for the Learning, the Virginia affiliated of Young Audience, looking for an artist and a program manager. And Primed Plus, looking for a contact wellness instructor.
Park Place Dental Clinic, they need a part-time dental assistant. They also need a part-time paid dentist. Okay. Peninsula Reads needs an executive director as well.
For kids looking for an after-school assistance in Suffolk, alumni program coordinator, intake specialist, a clinical service coordinator, and an education advocate.
An achievable dream. Director of Community Affairs and Enrico that's needed. The Girl Scouts of the Colonial Coast, they need a program facilitator, a recruitment coordinator Southside, a recruitment coordinator Peninsula as well.
The YMCA of Virginia Peninsula looking for a youth and teen experience executive and a center executive director.
Operation Blessing, they've been around for a while.
Yeah.
They need a foundation relations specialist. Lake Princewood, they need a resident service coordinator and the art center visitor services assistant as well. Let's see.
Virginia SPCA is looking for a volunteer coordinator. That's in Virginia Beach, and they need a catering manager.
Oh my, okay. What else? SPCA needs a animal care technician, and the art center, they need a special event coordinator.
Battery Island Center lead a part-time music teacher, and Civic Lead Institute looking for an operational and membership manager.
The Art Center, again, they need a marketing intern. The Boys and Girls Club of Southeast Virginia, they need an office manager and executive assistant.
For kids looking for a service assistant, a housing specialist, and a family wellness coordinator.
Hampton Roads Community Action Program, they need Director of Program Innovation and Transformation.
And don't forget that if you've been if you've been in if you've been incarcerated, all you have to do is go to Ford Motor Company, Harry Teeter's, Lowe's Hardware, Home Depot, Federal Express, United Postal Service,
yes.
and what's the name of that other one? They're looking for great folks. And don't forget that you can get a job, and don't let nobody tell you that you cannot get a job.
Yes, Prime. You remember the Prime program?
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
We're talking
Prime
about that.
America, yeah.
Absolutely. The jobs are out here.
They're out in Miss Hinton, and only thing folks has to do is go and get a job. And they're not just jobs, just jobs. They're jobs for everybody. They got special programs that they have designed to help whether or not you've been incarcerated or not. They're even looking for seniors to come out and work for them also. And those who are, mentally challenged and in wheelchairs and senior, they're looking for you to come out and work also.
But people have gotten smart during the pandemic. They've started their own business. So that's another option. If you don't feel like working for the man, go ahead and sit back and ask God for a wonderful idea. Just one thought. T.D. Jakes preached the message. Only one idea. One idea can just put you on another plateau is financially, and your lifestyle can definitely change if you just sit back and think.
That's right. That's what it's all about. THANK, THINK, think.
You would be surprised all the gifts and talents that God has put in us. You can use those things to acquire wealth.
That's
Yes,
right. That's right. All you had to do is ask God for direction and wisdom.
Absolutely. So, Mr. E, we haven't given the COVID updates for a minute. I know you don't have a lot of information, but hey, what you got? We're ready for it.
Ms. Hinton, I begin to look at the COVID vaccine, CB updates and things of that nature. I found out that the adults are really doing a wonderful job out there because there's not too many numbers that they're giving out for the adults, but they are giving out information pertaining to the children. They said that the 18-month-old children in the first child from CHKD to get approval vaccine, children under the age of 5.
Yes.
This week, a pediatric vaccine does not begin arriving at the doctor's office across the nation and in Hampton Roads. Dozens of parents have scheduled appointments for the Children's Hospital of the King's Daughter after they administered the first dose on Tuesday.
And that's great.
The first child under the age of 5 to get the vaccine at Children's Hospital of the King Daughters and was 18 months old and is doing wonderful.
Mhm.
So, they're giving our young folks the vaccine as well as the seniors. Don't forget that if you're going to get your vaccine, go and get your vaccine because the numbers are down.
Well, it's good to hear that because we are the last 3 years, almost 3 years, was in the midst of something that a lot of people had not experienced, and people were dying by the scores. And so to hear the numbers being down, hospitalizations being down, people getting their vaccines, and now they're making it available to children, which is good too because hey, this is something that we haven't just started. We've been giving our children vaccinations
That's right. That's
for,
right.
for years and years and years. So, Mr. E, the
What-
good news is that we're feeling a little bit better about things moving forward. There are things that are taking place, events, special occasions. People are getting together more. Some people are still wearing their masks, and
That's right.
others,
That's right.
don't feel the need to do it. But I just thank God that the numbers and things have gone down.
That's right. They said that COVID 19 vaccine saved nearly 20 million lives
Wow.
worldwide, scientists say. They said that nearly 20 million lives were saved by the vaccine during the first year. But even more death could have been prevented if the international target for the shot has been reached, and research reported Thursday. Or, if they had went on and did what they had to do in
Yes.
England and got everything out, then we wouldn't have lost so many folks.
It's good to see things behind us. And though we have to exist with it, it's a virus, it's being managed.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we can look back and say, oh my God, that we were in the worst of it at one time, and now we can see things a little bit clearer.
Research data said that 185 countries estimated many live by the vaccine. That saved the amount all over the world. That 185 countries has taken this vaccine and they, didn't catch the
Yes.
virus and things of that nature. So that's a wonderful thought.
It really is. And so, Mr. E, we're going to move on to something that is taking place in our world. Good morning, Miss Modell. She said to my two favorite friends, good morning, Sheila Roberts. It's good to see you, sweetheart. And I want to shout out my friend, Miss Carter. I talked to her on this morning. I hope she's listening. I want to say hello, Miss Diane Carter. And I was so glad to hear from you. And you all, thank you so much for your support. Those that are on LinkedIn and YouTube and Twitter and Facebook Live, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah.
This morning we have Sports Talk. Don't worry, we're going to come on with our Sports Talk, but we just want to serve a little bit of tea. Something took place, Mr. E, on the weekend. You're talking about Supreme Court overturns Roe versus Wade, ending right to abortion, upheld for decades.
Wow.
Amazing
that
thing.
blew my mind when I found out that it overturned. And then they was talking about the judge, Thomas, and his shenanigans, they called it, that said they trying to take folks back.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot from all kind of communities. Even the LGBTQ chimed in and said, y'all going backwards, we're not going forward. But this is the thing. And personally, I don't believe in abortion. Maybe you do, but that's your business. And I don't care, that's you grown. But I'm just saying, I really feel like it's a surprise to me that this has taken place. I remember when they were fighting for the right to have abortions.
Yeah.
And it was terrible because they were blowing up abortion clinics and killing doctors. And I don't know if you remember that time. The protest was great. And eventually, Roe versus Wade came in existence. To see it overturned, it's just amazing. Somebody been asleep. Those that believe in abortion must be asleep because, they fought to the bitter end to have rights for abortion.
That's right. And they must been asleep out there because if you go down Virginia Beach Boulevard and go to the Newtown Road, you see people still standing out there protesting against abortion and things of that nature. Do you really believe that if if a woman had got problems with, let's say somebody kidnapped her and did things that they didn't have no business doing to her, do you think that she has the right to get rid of the child? They saying no.
Well, getting rid, I'm going to put it this way. I feel as though if there's a medical reason for a woman to have to get rid of a child, of course you have some cases that.
Right, right.
But when you're doing it recreational, well, I'm pregnant for the fifth time.
You
I
mean to
think
tell
I'll
me
go.
it's a
Look,
sport?
I think I'll go out and get me an abortion today. When you start using it as a recreational thing, you just want to get rid of something because you can. I do have a problem with that. But the main thing I have a problem with abortion, and if you believe in abortion, that's you. Go on and get you one. But I feel as though it takes away from the potential of the world.
That's
Meaning,
right.
and
That's
this is
right.
what I mean by that. That person that you abort recreationally may be that one with the cure for cancer, or cure for AIDS, or cure for something else, or somebody that was supposed to be great. If you have the cure for AIDS and you've been aborted, now we may have to wait, two more generations
That's
before
right.
we got
That's right.
somebody that has that gift. That's why I don't believe in abortion, Mr. E, because it takes away from what could be, and we could be getting rid of children that will grow up to be the greats. And so, like I said, there are some cases, that a child has to be, aborted, or whatever the procedure is called. Uh, those cases, emergency cases and things like that. But that recreational thing where every time you get pregnant, you run it down to the abortion clinic, getting an abort. Every time you get pregnant, you run it down to get an abortion. I don't believe in that.
I don't believe in that neither, because the thing about it is, if it's not your husband, not your wife, and you done got pregnant, please, that's taken away from the population. That's taken away from our scientists. That's taken away from our future when we abort these babies, and get rid of these children. I think that you're supposed to be fruitful and multiply, and you're supposed to replenish the earth. When one leave, another one should be able to come back in. But if you don't want the children, don't do what you have to do to get rid of the child.
Well, it's every woman's right. They used to say, you can't say it too much now, but it's a woman's right. It's her body. She's gonna do what she's gonna do as an adult. But like I said, the law is there, and if you want to fight, if you want to get that back, if you want to get your rights back to have an abortion, you're gonna have to fight for it. It's a thing of, hey, it's the majority rules, and they're talking about Trump being the perpetrator of this thing being overturned. But I'm saying, usually, if you believe in something, if there's enough people that believe in it, it will happen. And so, like I said, somebody must have been asleep.
I was reading an article of when they talked about this abortion, Roe versus Wade, and I was reading an article, and one of the article that I read, Miss Hinton was talking about this representative from Illinois. A lady from Illinois began to dialogue about abortion and say that it was in her notes. I don't have it down there, that it was, and they read it wrong. It's supposed to be a right of life, but they said white life. It's they changed it, and she's a Republican for Trump. It was, and I said to myself, what is this woman talking about? That why it has to be a racial now, that now it has to be a white to life. When the lady began to talk about the abortions in January 22nd, when she was running for Supreme Court, and I mean, they have taken this thing out of proportion and said because Trump wanted that to happen, and I'm so sick and tired of wanting to hear about what Trump wants. And I think that what folks should do, if you want to get Trump right, take him to jail, take him to court, and let him go and do what he got to do.
Well, he's going to do what he has to do. He's sowed plenty of seeds. There are people now gearing up for the elections coming up, and they, still on the back of Trump and what he believes. And so, hey, like I said, if you believe in something, you got to go out and fight for it because you always have that opposite. You always have somebody else that believes the opposite. Wherein I don't believe in it, somebody believes in it.
That's
If I
right.
don't, if
That's
I
right.
sit back and don't fight for my belief, then that other person is going to definitely win. And so, wherein Roe versus Wade came in existence, honey, you can wave it goodbye for right now until you and enough people begin to fight and say, look, we need to have the right of abortion as women. So women, you whatever you feel you need to do, go ahead.
They said the Supreme Court overturned Roe and Wade Friday, holding that there is no longer a federal constitutional right to an abortion. Going forward, abortion rights will be determined by states unless Congress act, unless President Biden criticized the court's ruling for literally taking American back 150 years.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, we're going to keep that story out here, and we're going to follow it, and we're going to get the opinions of other people.
Yeah,
My opinion is one thing, Mr. E, but there's plenty of people that believe different and or either the same, and we're going to find out more and more, especially on our segment, What's in Your Closet?
That's right. That's right.
Issues concerning women and men. You can chime in because the baby's yours too. And you. And then some of y'all been giving the women money for abortion and nails at the same time.
What you say? No, you didn't say that. I didn't hear you say that. That they're giving women the money for nails and their abortion at the same time.
Let me tell you something. That's what I'm saying about this recreational thing called, when you begin to take it as a recreation. Oh, well, this is my third one. Let me go on down to the clinic. And the man say, here you go. Here's the money for the abortion. I don't want no baby. And then look, after that, go get your nails done. I've heard those conversations.
Wow,
I've heard those. I've heard people say. I heard when you get your hair done or getting you're hearing things, and so you just hear stuff.
One of our listeners, Miss Mardell Lewis, says, if it's life or death or rape, I can see the abortion. But just for recreation,
that's right.
No way. No way, Jose, that and they getting off I like to know how do people feel when they go down to the abortion clinic and really get rid of a child.
And that's something, what's in your closet, that's the thing that we can talk about. Some women are really hurt by the fact that they make that decision. They make it and saying, hey, I have to because financially I can't take care of a child, or I'm sick or whatever. And they are hurting. They're really hurting about having to make that decision. But we want to, we could hear the voice of women that have to do that. And even men who have to,
fork over the money
or support their wife or girlfriend or whoever. And, we can see what people have to say. We can put a balance to it and just hear other voices. So, Mr. E, that's some tea for you with Roe versus Wade. But we got a little sports talk because it's Sports Talk Monday.
That's right. It's Sports Talk Monday. We want to say, you want to shake my hand?
Mr. E, I'm trying to hear, where's the sports talk? It's Sports Talk Monday.
That's the sound effect. Listen, I really want to jump off the mountain when we started talking about sports news. And this is what I want to bring to your attention. I want to say congratulations to the hockey team on last night. I don't have that there. Yes. I want to say congratulations to the hockey team. They won last night. But here's the tea. I want to jump into basketball. There's a lot of chatter in the Brooklyn Nets.
Okay, tell me.
Kyrie and Kevin Durant. There's a lot of chatter going on around there in that league, and and Kyrie and Durant is having a little tete-a-tete. But I heard on the DL that Kevin Durant is getting ready to go to Miami.
I think I've heard that too, Mr. E. And this is where it gets a little muddy. It's like who's going where, who's going to be drafted, what how do we clear up some of the mud and find out the business of basketball, the NBA? That's what I want to do. I want to get some tea on the business. We've talked about the games and the players, but I want to know about the owners and the money and what goes on behind closed doors and things like that.
And then for the football, football is coming right around the corner real fast. That Colin Kaepernick, how you pronounce his name?
Kaepernick.
Yeah, Kaepernick. He's an agent fired back after the Hall of Fame claimed that the quarterback workout with the Raiders was garbage.
Ooh, so we're in the middle now. If you all have been following Monday Sports Talk, we've been talking about the NBA the whole season. Well, we are in between now. We're in between the ending of the NBA. The NFL is going to come up. Mr. E said in 11
more days,
not
in
days,
11 more
Sundays.
Sunday, the Cowboys will be right back in the saddle again.
The Cowboys or the whole NFL.
The Cowboys and the whole NFL will be right back. Miss Hinton, as I begin to look at the Cowboys and look at the NFL, I am so happy that now we're going right back to football. 11 more Sundays until football.
Well, Mr. In the meantime, we're talking about between. Now, you talked about hockey. They also have baseball. I don't know if you all
That's right.
follow the baseball teams and things like that, but we have quite a few sports that's still going on in the midst. We're going to cover some of it. I know maybe you all may just, floss with football and basketball, but I've been to a professional hockey game, which I thought was fabulous, and we can cover some of that.
That's right.
And baseball, hey.
And not only can we cover some of that, but we can also look at some of the hockey. That's not the hockey, but the soccer
and
that's
golf.
going around. Golf. You talking about golf?
Yes.
My boy Tiger Woods, he didn't go and get the green coat this time.
No.
But
there are other greats.
But there are other greats out there. Now, here's the thing that we got to look at when it comes down to soccer. That when it comes down to soccer, that there are some news live updates on the latest of signing of LAF Golf Chelsea linked with Ronaldo. So now these are some of the folks that we'll be covering for the soccer team, because they get ready to go into their playoff and into their playoff. Now, Carlos Ortiz, who's and Matthew Wolf signed with the LIG golf tournament. Place at Pumpkin Ridge in Portland, event per reported. Now, doing that golf tournament, that PGA golf tournament, they make a lot of money.
Of course they do.
I never seen a bunch of golfer hitting that little round ball, wrapped in some leather, and got rubber band in between, and they make so much tea. I think I'll take up golf.
One thing we know, there's a lot of money in sports. Anyway, these players, the managers, and the owners, honey, the money is flowing like a river.
That's right.
But I want to know out there, if we have any people, any of our friends that are fans of hockey or soccer or golf or baseball, because we want to kind of give a little bit of information on those before we go into our NFL. There's a lot of Sundays. That's a lot of Sundays, Mr. 11 Sundays. And in between, we want to at least cover some other sports.
Now, we have not been talking about the Boys and Girls Club here in the 757, but there's a great basketball legend that's running around here, a lady by the name of Nancy Lieberman.
Really? Oh, yes.
Nancy Lieberman has put a brand new parquet basketball flow at court at the Boys and Girls Club in Berkeley.
Oh, how marvelous.
A brand spanking new basketball court brought to you by Miss Nancy Lieberman.
Absolutely.
The court is I saw pictures of it, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, so we're going to be covering sports talk, and we are going to, just let you know what's going on.
So what do you think about that, Miss Hinton?
What about
About the Boys and
I
Girls
think
Club?
it's marvelous.
There's not as many Boys and Girls Club in the 757 right here in Norfolk, Virginia. I think the only one that's remaining is the one in Berkeley.
That's amazing.
But they shut
Yes.
down the one on Colonial Avenue. They shut down the one on Sewers Point Road in the 757 because a lot of people grew up in the
Yes.
Boys and Girls Club. But when I heard that Nancy Lieberman was putting, and she
Yes.
played professional basketball as well as went to Old Dominion University, and that she's putting a basketball
Yeah.
floor in there so they can continue to play basketball.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to cover that and more. We thank you so much for joining us today. We have some great shows. If you hang on with us, hang out with us, we're going to tell you some of the upcoming shows. But be blessed. If you're in Hampton Roads, enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day. And we'll see you back here on Wednesday.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. If you'd like to be a special guest or if you'd like to be an intern, all you have to do is give us a call at area code 757-714-7861 or go to Facebook and look up Edward Everett's name or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page or FYI Facebook page. And guess what? Inbox us and let us know that you would love to be a special guest either on Sports Talk, on What's Under the Hat, issues concerning men, or issues concerning women on our Fun Friday segment. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on WGPL 1350 and WPCE 1400 and Peace 95.3 FM.
The E, Portsmouth, Norfolk. It is.
Yeah, so sports talk, concerning our sports talk, we're going to definitely keep it going, keep it moving. Today would have been a great time, Mr. E, to open up the phone lines, but we're going to get to that as well. But we're going to have a lot of reporting for you all. Mr. E, I'm telling Mr. E, we need to go to a professional game. I've been talking to my son, and I'm like, hey, what's close? Is it going to Washington, Washington, and Mr. Look, Mr. Let me tell y'all something. Mr. E is sitting up here with the schedule already for the daggone Dallas Cowboys. I'm gonna tell Mr. E, go on and give it to him right now. This is some after the show tea. And Modell, yes, these cups are available. This is some after the show tea. Mr. E is going to go ahead and give us some information on the schedule of the Cowboys.
In about 2 months, the season starts for the Dallas Cowboys. The preseason starts August the 13th. The Dallas Cowboys will be playing against the Denver Broncos.
Ooh.
That's where that Wilson, that boy, used to play.
Yes, absolutely.
He's going to Denver. He'll be playing in Denver. And then on August the 19th through the 20th, that next Saturday, the Cowboys will be playing against the LA Chargers. And then on the 26th, they were playing against the Seattle Seahawks. So, and then in September, when it all starts to happen, when you all put it together, that the Cowboys will be playing against the Tampa Bay. That's regular season. And this is when it counts. Excuse me. This is when it counts the regular season. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the 11th, 18th of Cincinnati, and then the New York Giants will be in New York, and then the Washington will be playing on October the 2nd. Then the
Where
Rams.
Is that at, Mr.
That'll be in Dallas.
Oh wow!
And that'll be covered by Fox News. And let me tell you what the coverage is going to be. The coverage is going to be for the preseason. It's going to be CBS going to be covering. That's Channel 3 or Channel 11 on some other station. But for the regular seasons, you're going to find 3 new radio TV stations that's going to be covering these games. You're going to find Fox, NBC, and CBS will be covering the football game. So jot down those things, and so you can turn. Either you want to look at Fox, NBC, or
Yes.
CBS. That's going to be housing the game.
Okay, I tell you, there's some tea for you. I want to go to a professional ball game. And since we have the NFL coming up, I'm going to try my best to get to at least one. I'm interested in knowing if you all that love football would like to go to a game. FYI, we're going to talk about putting something together somewhere close, of course, maybe Washington if we can, and getting down there and enjoying a game together. So we'll give you that information as soon as we sit back and discuss it and pull a few more people in and see if we can make that happen.
And it would be good that you can all go with us.
That's right.
We're going down to Washington, D.C. Well, it depends now. In Maryland, because Washington don't play in Washington anymore. They're not in Landover Field anymore. So we got to find out where their home game is. Or we can go to Philadelphia.
Yes, that's
or we can go to see the Baltimore Ravens, or and catch a game down there and enjoy games.
Absolutely.
Enjoy football. If you've never been to a professional football game, the crowd is off the chain.
Wow.
The people is off the chain. I mean, when I went to my first professional football game, thanks to someone special, when I first went to my first professional football game, I mean, I was sitting in the crowd like this.
I can imagine I would be doing the same thing.
I was looking all around because I was at a Washington and a Cowboys game.
Oh wow! How perfect.
And I never seen so many Cowboys colors and on Washington Redskins colors in a game.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look around the stadium, they was all blended in there together.
Oh,
Jam-packed stadium. You see orange, gold, and maroon, and then you see that blue and gray. I mean, it was a blend. It was a blend like never before. So we're gonna be talking about going taking some of our friends to a professional football game and sitting back and enjoy. We also got to go and see a professional basketball game too.
Yes, you mentioned Kaepernick today, and I'm very interested in his journey. I would love, Mr. E, for us to kind of like highlight some of the things that's going on with him. For him to be back in the groove, back in the game. That's the talk of the town. And it's like, wow, I don't think I'm very surprised that it has happened. Because you can't keep a good athlete down, honey.
He be playing with the Raiders, the LA Raiders. He be playing with the Raiders. And they said that when he went on the field, when they had their practice, it was a disaster.
Ooh.
They looking for him to even act, for the critics to even think that when he get on the field, because of his standing for what is right, then they're trying to make him look like he's a bad guy.
Well, we've had them what's his name? The one that had the dog incident. He's from lived here, back in the with the dogs. He had they put him in jail and stuff. What's his name?
Yeah, he's talking about Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. We've seen him go out but come back. They do the best they can when they get back, but they've gone through the fire. And so Kaepernick has gone through the fire, but hopefully when he comes back, he can make that impact and still, be able to use his gift. That's the thing. Why in the world would you put him down for, his belief system? Why would you take the right to play away from him because he don't believe in the foolery and the violence? And I don't understand that.
And that's the way people are. People really want to take a lot of people's rights away from them because they figured they was going against the country. They that there was no such thing as freedom for African American men and women. They said that they don't believe that. But Ms. Hinton, when we started talking about freedom, and when we're talking about rights, why is it to the point that everybody else can have rights but a black man?
Ooh, That's another topic,
You know, why is it?
What's
And
under the hat?
and we need to talk about that. We need to talk about everybody else can have rights. The LGBTQTPSY and Z, they got rights. So
Yes.
if they can have rights and everybody else can have rights, why can't a black male or female have rights? When I begin to look at Juneteenth, that was this freeing.
Yes.
That was the freeing of America, black African American. But it also leading up to that, and folks may not have paid attention to it, the tall ships that was sailing in here in Virginia, they call it Patriots. Those ships were sailing, and those were the ships replicas of the ship that was bringing in African American slavery into Virginia. So now they was giving celebration for the ships of bringing in African and bringing in the slaves. And now then turn around June 19th, then they said, okay, fine, we're celebrating the freeing of slaves. Well, you brought us in now. You figure that.
You want to celebrate the ships that brought us in.
You want to celebrate the ships that brought them in. Now you want to, but the ship didn't take them away to freedom.
Well, I tell you what, that's why we have to continue to fight for us,
That's
fight
right.
for our rights, because it's going to take that. Just like we talked about today with Roe versus Wade, somebody was asleep. You tell me something that women really believe in, and that's the right to keep a life or take a life. They fought so hard for that. All of a sudden, it's just like a thief in the night came.
And gonna take it away from you.
And took it away.
That's right.
And so you got to stay on top of it. Black men, black people, you got to stay on it because it's a fight to the very end. We have to always fight for our rights because there's more things that have to be accomplished through us.
You know, a lot of people may not never understand. There wasn't a great big fight when Trump was talking about African American men and not just African American men, but Chinamen, Chinese folk, and everything that was not white. You know, he was talking about those folk and giving them props and giving them but this is thing that gets us. Listen, when y'all get to the polls, when y'all go vote this year, make sure you look at the poll, look at the ballot, because there's sneak stuff in it, just like they did with the there's abortion. They sneak stuff in different cities and different countries, different states, where they sneak this in. Nobody paying attention to them. Now it's been overturned. Who voted for it?
That's what a lot of people want to know. When did the vote take place?
When did the vote come out? I tell you when it come out. Every time there's an election, there's a ballot. And every time there's a ballot, there's some information on the ballot boxes that nobody is reading.
Honey, you got to read. That's what I'm saying. A thief in the night. You can come, just easily. Things can be taken if you're not voting, if you're not paying attention, if you're not keeping up with certain things. Before you know it, what you don't believe in can be gone. A lot of people believe in a right to take away a life, and now it's like just all of a sudden it's just taken from under you.
Right
just
underneath your very nose.
Very nose. It's like soup.
Right underneath your very nose. They done took that right away from you. And when we was talking, Miss Hinton, I began to look at what the Judge Thomas was talking about. Why is people so hard on Thomas?
They are. I got an email. They were talking about him like a dog.
What did Thomas did something that causes people to go into the left and into the discussion about what he's trying to do is take folks back. And I began to look at this abortion right. They said the decision was most of which was leaked in early may mean that abortion rights will be rolled back in nearly a half of the states immediately, with more restrictions like to follow. For all the practice purposes, abortion will not be available in large swaths of the country. The decision may as well mean, too, that the court itself, as well as the abortion question, will become a focal point in the upcoming fall election.
And I want to make a point, Mr. E, that the thing that rings out in my head is recreational. And I think the courts and the powers that be are saying enough with the recreational abortions. You all just getting abortions just for getting it. Millions and millions of abortions. And I think that what they're trying to do is trying to just now shift it wherein they will be available for some people, but to sit up here and to continue to support a system that just kills millions of fetus,
yeah,
it don't make sense. So I'm saying, if you all believe in abortions, go on, do it, you do your thing. But I'm saying, to hear the numbers of abortion is saying, wait a minute, and this is what I'm thinking. In this day and time, there are things that you can do to prevent pregnancy.
That's right. That's
And
right.
so there's no need, this is my opinion, for all this recreational abortion, and then folk got to pay for it. To me, it's no need for a whole lot of recreational abortion. Is too much wisdom knowledge out here to prevent tell your man to get his tubes tied. Is the tubes? Y'all don't get tubes tied. What y'all get? Vasectomy. Same thing. It's a tube. Ankles. It's a little tube.
Yeah.
Snip that off. I'm sorry. A woman, she can get herself, her tubes tied. You can do that. You got birth control. You got, where now you can manage your body. You can look at the way your body goes through its phases during the month. There, to me, it's no need to have millions and millions and millions of babies aborted a year when there are other solutions to not having babies. There's condoms. There's all kind of things. It's time to stop the foolery. Now, if you all don't think God is going to get sick of those numbers, now you are sadly mistaken.
I'm drinking tea on that.
Take the tea, sip the tea, and I don't care if you don't believe in what I'm saying, but I'm just saying, to me, recreationally, it's time to put a stop to it. There are so many things that you can do to prevent pregnancy.
Right. That's right.
We do know there are cases where abortion is going to be needed.
That's right.
But for you to, every time you get pregnant for the 12th time, it's your 12th abortion, something wrong with you.
And especially, and I'm in agreement with you, Miss Hinton. If it's a recreational thing, let's say that you're not practicing sex.
Millions of babies.
Let's say that you're not practicing safe sex. Let's say that you going out with lottie dot and everybody. Now, and now you got a baby on. I'm in agreement with Miss Hinton. If you know that your body is ovulating, if you know that you're a factory, that you can have you've been pushing out babies, and and every time you turn around, you get something done to your body.
Especially if you don't want any.
That's right. If you don't want any children, and if you don't, and if you know that you are built to have babies, that's every time you turn around. If it ain't this much, I know a lady that had 18 children. Back to back, just pushing them out by different men, 18 children, and now they're grown now. But the thing about it is, she didn't want the children. But here's the thing that I saw that happened to a lot of this lady who had these 18 children. For 18 years, until these children grew up, she stayed on the system. And some people are having these babies because they want to be on the system. Downtown Norfolk, it blew my mind. I was the other day that, did you not know, Miss Hinton, that you can't get any assistance if you 18 or over without child? If you going through a drought, if you broke and you run away and things of that nature, and you can't find a job and you need some assistance, they won't give you assistance if you don't have a child.
Well, I tell you what, it is something that we're going to be following. Now, the thing about it, a lot of people saying, well, if you're going to have the kitchen down there boiling water and the instrument, well, go on down there and let somebody put some instrument down in you. And you're going to end up, and listen to this. I know people back in the day used to, my mother used to tell us stories about people back in the day that would get abortions like that, and they're dead now. And I'm just saying, you can go and start going underground and doing all that stuff, going and making the problem worse. But I'm saying in this day and time, 2022, there are solutions to you not wanting to have a baby. God is looking at us, and there's multitude of babies being aborted yearly, and recreational abortions to me is wrong. And so we're going to talk about that more. You may have another opinion on our show on Friday. Would be a good time, Mr. E, to talk to other women how they feel. They may have a stronger argument than me or Mr. E or whatever, or some of you. But to me, it is something that has to continue to be discussed. I am so surprised that it has been overturned. I'm so surprised.
And I'm in agreement with a lot of people, Miss Hinton, that if you are having an emergency, if you need emergency surgery that caused you not to have the child, if you've been raped, you can abort the child. Yeah, because
according to the law, they have to let you know if you can do it.
Right, according to the law. But if you just go out there recreational and have babies and
every time you have a baby, you have an abortion.
And you got to have abortion, I'm not for that. I'm not for a woman that because she made an error and now because she made an error, she got to go get an abortion.
Every time you turn around,
every time you got to get an abortion.
It shouldn't be.
It should never be. It should never be that every time you get pregnant, you down at the abortion clinic. You make the abortion clinic stays open. You made the error. Nobody else made the error. And especially if the man said, I don't want the child. Well, what did y'all do to prevent from having that child? There's precautions that you can take. There's birth control that you can take. There's a prophylax that you can put on in order for you to not have a child. And then you got to go through life. If you do have the child, this ain't my child. Now you got to fuss and argue about whose child it is.
And not only that, all the, like you said, the emotional things that women go through because they have made their choice. We're going to find out their voice. We're going to find out what they have to say about it. Everybody has their opinion and stuff like that. And it's your choice.
It's your thing.
But when the law gets into it, it ain't your choice. It's the law.
That's right.
It's what the law says. And so we'll follow that story again. Miss D, we have some upcoming shows.
That's right, Miss Hinton. We got some great upcoming shows, and you need to tune in to us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10. We got Mr. Sean Cunningham will be our special guest. Miss Rhonda Driver, Miss Bree Pickney will be our special guest, along with Mr. Earl Bynum will be our special guest, and Miss Deborah Harris will be our special guest. And I'm adding another one for Sport Talk in July, Mr. Tom Brown. He's in charge of the Southside Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, we'll also have Miss Edwina Wilson. She's going to be here with us as well. And you can be a special guest, sponsor, and intern. Miss D's going to give you that information. In the meantime, don't forget the ladies' pie. The ladies' pie, we're going to launch near the holidays, but I'm saying you can still get some of our treats and things like that. You can actually go to the ladies' pie on Facebook and check me out. I'm going to be posting from time to time more pictures and more things, videos and things like that. And you can also order. I can send you an invoice for your special event, your special occasion. Mr. East holding the cups, serving that tea.
Serving that tea, and let you know that the cups are available. Also, if you want a cup, all you have to do is inbox us and let us know. Say, listen, I want one of those cups or two of those cups, and we'll make sure that you get your cup.
We'll let you know how
all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861 or inbox us and say, I want one of them FYI cups to put on my shelf. So every time y'all sip it on the tea, and not only that, we're going to send you some FYI tea too.
All right now. So the ladies' pies, the ladies' books are out. We're going to launch that. But in the meantime, you can go online right now. Bullying is right underneath your nose. This is the 2022 edition. There's also a Spanish edition. Yes. And we'll give you more information about that. Go online. Bullying is right underneath your nose by Yolanda Hinton. And you can actually download. Or if you want a hard copy, just inbox me and say, I'd rather have a hard copy, an autographed hard copy, even before your launch, and you can get that book as well. Also, music. Oh my goodness! I was just talking about more music from the lady. We got some
Bullies right
music.
underneath your nose.
We got music that's available online. You can go and check that out. So, Mr. E's gonna give you the information on how you can be a special guest, sponsor, intern. Oh, and don't forget serving that tea on a Friday. We got some folk that's gonna be helping us to serve that tea. And like I said, you can get your cup and
Yeah.
you can serve the tea with us. So anyway, Mr. E, give us that information on how you can be a special guest, intern, or sponsor with FYI Radio Show.
If you'd like to be a special guest or intern or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you have to do is give us a call at area code 757-714-7861 or inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the lady Hinton's Facebook page, or you can go to FYI Facebook page. You can go to our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our Twitter page. You can go to LinkedIn page and inbox us and let us know that you would love to be a special guest, a sponsor, or intern. Now, if you also needed 999-11111, go to FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com and inbox us and let us know that you would love to be a special guest. Did I say it right that time?
999. What's 999?
You know that I said 999-111-911. And if you want that, and just inbox us on our Facebook page and let us on our email and let us know that you would love to be.
I don't know what 999. What's that, Mr.
Oh,
E?
I was just
were you making up? You know, when you said it, remind me of what you call it, Urban. What's his name? The man that was the pizza man, 999. Oh, Lord. But anyway, Mr. E is saying, hey, inbox us, email us at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. That's FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. You can inbox us or go to social media.
That's right.
Follow us. We need to be able to get on Instagram and TikTok. Please make sure you follow us and like, follow, share, subscribe. We need the numbers.
On all social media page, inbox us.
Absolutely. So be blessed. We're going to see you back here on Wednesday. Who's our special guest, Mr. E?
Our special guest is Mr. Sean Cunningham will be our special guest. Miss Rhonda Driver will be coming up after that.
Absolutely.
Mr.
E is telling too much information. I just asked him for one person, and that's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Who's coming? Oh,
yeah.
Mr. Sean. Okay, so you all be prepared. Mr. Sean has a program. He's an artist, and we're going to talk to him and get great information on how you can have some summer fun with your youngins.
Yeah.
All right, then now. God bless you. We'll see you on Wednesday.
All righty. 2 up, 2 down, VA.